Hey, what's going on? I'm Apprentice Damon, and in today's video, we're going to do a review on Sprouts Electrolyte Purified Water. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it poured up. And you're used to me, if you subscribe to this channel, you watched me before, you're used to me doing these in a kitchen, in my house somewhere. But these next few weeks, I'm actually going to be in a hotel. And because I'm here in a hotel, because the house is leaking, like it's just leaking from the pipes, so they gotta fix that. And they put me in this hotel, so I'm like, man, how am I gonna do these videos? Let me just do them here. And we're gonna be comparing it to this electrolytes reduced water. And the cool thing is, I can bring it with me wherever I go. Alright, so the very first test we are doing is on antioxidants, and this is the most important test that I actually thought about now because I need to grab my ORP meter. So give me a second, let me grab that. Alright, now that I got it, we're going to be using this ORP meter in a test for oxidation. Okay, so when we turn this on, if we get a positive number, then that means that pinpoint, which is the meter I'm using, is saying that the water is oxidizing, creating more inflammation in the body, right? If we see a negative number, that means a strong antioxidant, anti-aging beverage. So we're going to turn this on, and we are going to see what we get here with Sprouts Electrolyte Water. And oh my goodness, it's looking pretty big. Well, actually, I'm looking at it backwards, right? So this actually sitting at 295, going up to 300, right? So this is pinpoint is saying that this is oxidizing. So let's see what happens here when we try the electrolytes reduced water. Let's see what we get. You see that dash? We're starting to see a -4. And this is here at the hotel, so maybe a little different, but it's showing a -600, and it's steadily going down, right? Meaning that is a very strong antioxidant-rich water, right? So it even got to 700 there. So that concludes the first test, and if you're curious on why I say this is the most important test and why this matters, I have a video, and I normally say it's over here, but I think it's going to be on this side. I'm going to try this side now. But there's a video here you can check out that explains why this is important and how it can impact your health and the way you look at water. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into our next test. Alright, our second test is all about alkalinity. And we all know that sickness and dis-ease cannot thrive in an alkaline environment. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use these pH drops from Ion Faucet. We're going to put them into both of the beverages, and if we see a red or orange or yellow, that means it's acidic. And if we see a blue, purple, or dark purple, we know that it is alkaline. And if they're alkaline, I'm going to test them to see if they can handle acidity by literally giving them acidity. Alright, so let's see what we get here with electrolytes. With Sprouts Electrolyte Water. Alright, so there we have it. Hopefully you can see it. Despite me using a towel here, I'm just trying to be innovative here. But this looks like neutral water. This looks neutral, right? That's what I'm kind of seeing here. And this is purified, so normally purified is acidic, right? But they're adding minerals here, and they actually say that they're adding it here, that they're adding electrolytes for taste specifically. So this is, if you look at the ingredients, because a lot of your bottled waters, there's ingredients on the back, which really means it's a concoction, right? So it says purified drinking water, municipal sources, right? So this is essentially tap water. And then they're adding electrolytes, which is potassium bicarbonate, baking soda, calcium chloride, which is salt, and magnesium chloride, which is another kind of salt. So that is what's a part of this, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Normally I would test it, but since it didn't go alkaline and it's neutral, I'm going to leave it exactly where it is. In the meantime, this electrolytes reduced water is looking between a 9, 9.5, maybe even 10 with the amount of drops I put in it. And there's no ingredients to it. It's just water, right? So there you have it. That is the second test, and there's more to the story than this. So you want to learn the truth about pH. I have a video. I'm trying to see if I remember what side. It's on one of these sides. It'll show up as the truth about pH. And if you are someone who is buying this water because you care about your pH, you're going to want to check this out because it'll completely change how you look at pH. Alright, our third test that we're doing, I like to call superior hydration. We want our water to actually hydrate us at a cellular level. So if you're drinking a lot of water and it just sits in your stomach, it's not hydrating you, it's just sitting in your stomach, right? And eventually it gets processed and then you have to go to the bathroom. And it doesn't do anything for you. Your mouth is still dry, your skin is still cracking, right? So what we're going to do to test that is we're going to try to make tea, alright? So let me grab some of these tea bags. We're going to put the water, we're going to put a tea bag in both of these cups, pour the water over it, and then we're going to give it some dunks and see, get this out of the way, that way we can see what's happening here. We'll start here with Sprouts Electrolyte Water. Which, by the way, if you're buying, you can make this at home. You can filter your water at home and then add in the salt if you wanted to, because that's essentially what this is. And they aren't hiding it. It says it in the ingredients on the back of the bottle. But nonetheless, we're going to take this electrolyte reduced water. And then we're going to give these 10 dunks. And I want to see if the water can penetrate the tea bag, which is the same as going through our phospholipid bilayer and actually pulling out nutrients, which is the same as us pushing waste out of our cells. Right? So let's see what happens here. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And look at that. The difference is obvious, right? We're barely getting any tea from the electrolyte water. And with the electrolyte reduced water, we're getting a darker, bolder tea, which is pretty crazy, right? But we don't jump up and down in order to hydrate ourselves. We normally just drink and we go. So let me just add water. That's what these are for. I'm just going to add some water into both of these and see if it really changes anything. Especially now that the tea bags are wet. So here we go with this one, and this looks the same. Oh boy, I can't even get it out. So this looks, yeah, this is what happens when we're drinking this, right? So I'll put that to the side. I do the same thing over here. With this water, it immediately starts making tea, right? And so our body should be like that. We should immediately start getting hydrated the moment we're drinking the right water for us, okay? And so if you're using water to make your supplements, or you're using your pre-workout, or even cooking, the right water can help actually bring out more of the flavor, the nutrients, and the amino acids and proteins that you're using to help circulate your body for cooking, all that stuff. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's really the water that's helping you, because if you were drinking this, you would still get the tea that's here. Alright, so there you have it. That's the third test, and I actually have a video about this, and I call it the magic to the third test, on why this is important, how it helps us, and yeah, so check that out. It should be on one of these sides. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do a quick recap. Alright, so we did a review on electrolytes, Sprouts Electrolyte Purified Water, and the first test we saw that was oxidizing was on antioxidants, and we saw it was oxidizing. It was getting up to a positive 300, while the electrolyte reduced water maintained a negative number. I want to say it got to negative 450, maybe negative 500. The second test we did was on alkalinity. We put pH drops into both the beverages to see what we get, and we ended up getting around a neutral 7 for the electrolyte water from Sprouts, while the electrolyte reduced water ended up showing up between a 9, 9.5. And last test that we did was on superior hydration, and we barely got any tea out of this, right? I would say maybe 10 or 15%, while the electrolyte reduced water made a darker, bolder tea. That was simply amazing. So there you have it. If you're buying this, just know you can make it at home. You don't need to buy it and get the microplastics and the carcinogens and all that type of stuff. Just filter your water, add salt, baking soda, and make it at home. Save yourself some money, right? But if you want to learn more about this, I have a masterclass all about it. It's free, doesn't cost anything. It is the pinned comment beneath this video, or you can check the description. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. And we got a few more videos left before we kind of end off this series. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.